Hey listeners, Ginger here, and just wanted to drop a quick reminder that we have a wonderful merch store powered by Slaker Merch. You go to slakermerch.com/collections/GingerTalks. You can find our wonderful merch, whether you want stickers, a comfortable plush hoodie, or just a nice t-shirt. Maybe it says a little golden tat on there. Make sure you go check out the merch store. Thank you so much for all of your unending support, and we appreciate you. Now go get your merch, confuse your friends, and enjoy the episode.
Welcome to the GingerTalks podcast with Ginger Snap 67 and Druid Knowledge. And now, here's Ginger.
Hello, everybody. Sorry we're late. It's my fault. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Hi guys, how's it going? You know, it happens. I'm allowed to be late once or twice.
I didn't want to say, but I'm absolutely livid.
How the hell are you, man?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Good. Besides running crazy. So I'll introduce this real quick. We're doing a live mini podcast, and it's mini because, hi, I'm the problem. It's me. So I guess welcome to a live episode of the GingerTalks podcast where things just happen. Druid, it's wonderful to see your face. I haven't seen your face in not a still photo in I don't know how long.
I mean, like, hey, I'm Druid Knowledge, and this is my crib. This is where the magic happens.
Dude, it's crazy to see your face.
Likewise. I mean, in situ, here we are, conversing.
Yeah, it's just, you know, audio, and we, what people don't know during the live recording is you've got a new laptop.
How is the camera out there, people? And that's the benefit of being live, is that I'm going to have that rock star moment and be like, yo, Twitch, how y'all fucking doing? Like, the motley crew in me is absolutely singing. And also just that kind of landmark moment in the new Druid Towers finally getting that piece online.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, dude, it's nice to see you see you again. You're in the new house. You know, you've been in the house for a while. New laptop. Like shit's happening, man. Shit's moving. Fuck yeah, dude.
Get the fuck down. Come on, whoa, dagger.
No, dude, it's awesome. Listeners of the pod who did not catch this live will know that the missus was on our previous episode, and so it's nice to have a little like one-on-one little catch up. You know,
and so for the viewers right now, it's the first dose of season 4, but it's episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how it's a little bit confusing, but you know, we're always working behind the scenes. We've got a team of people down there, day and night. You know, how did they build the pyramids? That's what we say. We say on the backs of slaves. That's how the Ginger Talks podcast works. And that's how this house came together.
Oh my God. To be fair, I pay Tim an undying love and affection, but not financially.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. Soon. This is a subtle plug. Buy the merch. Join the Patreon. All new Patreon tiers and content. So join the Patreon and get some fun new exclusive content.
It's about to get a whole lot more spicy. down on the on the Patreon. I can't wait.
I can't wait to listen to yours and Tim's show. Because that's about to be pretty freaking cool. I'm hyped for that.
I was saying to Tim, I'm looking forward to doing something with like a slight modicum of structure.
Yeah.
So, makes a difference. I mean, like, we come out here, we converse, we do all the, we play the niceties, we converse, we hit some hard topics, but this podcast is like an organism. It's an organic piece of life.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tim's going to be like regiment me a little bit. I'm a little bit scared. Yeah. So, like, if we take one thing away from what season 4 is going to be in like contrast to everything we've done before, maybe something with a bit more of a mission statement, and that's all thanks to, the production powerhouse. We're having meetings now, guys. If you listened to Proud LeBlanc and you were listening to us today, hopefully what you're thinking is like, whoa, here's like a streamlined product. It's coming at you fresh through the airwaves. You're learning, we're laughing, but we're all doing it in time.
Yeah. And now, like, meetings and like a schedule and like a calendar and like, who are we? Who is she? Like, what is this?
Viewers at home, have we sold out? In the chat, I want to see yes or no. Have we sold out?
I'm curious.
Don't all come up at once.
Right. No, it's crazy because the more structured certain things become in my life, the more chaotic other things become.
Right.
So, like, as we try to like structure this, I was late today because I was doing photography related things. And performers are really bad at like, in general, just like straight answers, direct to the point. No, it has to be chaotic tangents. And I'm just like, I have things to do. So as this has become more structured, everything else in my life is just like, it's like juggling chainsaws.
But we'll say like structured. Right. Well, like mini me stab pumping laser, like structured. But I lack sympathy, and that's simply for the point that that's what you get when you surround yourself with jugglers and thieves, and that's what you did today.
I did.
This is my good side. You've really not captured the best of my juggling right now.
I need to tell you, the start of this interaction was crazy because I walked into where we were having our meeting, and one of the local brewers had done a Barbie photo booth at a beer festival recently, and set the photo booth up, and so it looked like a Barbie like box for the Barbie doll, and you're supposed to stand in it and take a picture. Oh my god! Well, I'm standing there talking, and one of the other performers who's like in this group that I'm talking to is dressed up like Ken, and he grabs a pink feather boa and just drapes it around my neck and flips the one end over my shoulder and looks at me with the straightest face possible and says, "All right, punk Barbie, get in the box."
Oh, no.
So there's a picture of me from tonight
that will be somewhere on the internet, I'm sure, of me in this pink Barbie box.
You know what? Like,
yeah.
my head is in my hands, and the reason is because you realise that, like, have you seen the Barbie movie?
No, I have not.
So it does a lot of cool things,
Right?
Sociologically, for men as well. I think that's why Ken is such a hit. But like, oh my god, that story you've just told me is telling me we're taking a major step backwards in dressing up as Ken and assaulting people with a feather boa is the new dressing up at the like as the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, like at your local emo night.
I love it. I love it though.
Yeah. So instead of like people licking their lips incessantly and going,
Oh God.
I wonder how they get these scars. And I go, energy.
No, thanks. I hate that.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the new dressing up as the Joker at your local emo night, which happened. God bless the people that did it, but that shit happened.
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie inspired a brand new class of stand-up comedians who did 3 open mics and quit, or did 3 open mics and thought they were the Joker.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, no, please no. Please no. Why are we doing this? And that was about the time I stopped going to stand up. And I'm glad that I did, because it got weird, man. It got real weird. Being one of the few females doing stand up and then all of that happening, I was just like, no thanks, dog. I'm good, really, I promise.
You know, I used to love stand-up comedy, like, vehemently. But
I struggle with it now, man.
Is anyone in this with me where we're just like, it's all trash?
I don't, there's very few comedians right now that I really like. Apparently, Matt Rife, like when you go see his set, like go see his show, it's not great. From comedians whose opinions that I trust. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna get, no. Like I don't wanna.
Yeah. Well, and this is why the world needs long-form talk projects like ours.
Absolutely.
So we allow a joke to ferment.
Yeah.
We squeeze the conversational grapes with our bare feet. Mamma mia. Marron.
Oh, I love this. I love when we get to do these.
Yeah. So, like, if you contact me at 3 a.m, this is about the long and the short of it.
Yeah.
So that's half the press. We've talked about Barbie. I did Barbenheimer.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, not in the same week, not the same day. Absolutely, my favourite thing about Barbenheimer is the fact that news outlets are now telling us that Logan Paul walked out of Oppenheimer because it was a load of people talking in a room.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fantastic. So, as someone that is an educator, like, I see people, period 1 on a Monday that tell me that they can't concentrate on 2 paragraphs of literature, but they are drinking a prime.
Right.
As they sum it up. And then maybe if you'd put the prime down, you could have listened to what those men in those rooms were saying to each other. But yeah, I did Barbenheimer. Oppenheimer was the better movie, but Barbie was so much more fun.
I feel like that would be like that's the case because I feel like Oppenheimer is I haven't seen either of them, but from what I've gathered, Oppenheimer is just really good storytelling from what I gather.
Well, yeah, whatever that means, right?
Right. Conveying the feeling and the story of what happened. Granted, like I said, I'm speaking out of my ass. I'm speaking from what people have said. That it was a good movie. It had good like character development. It had all the things in it that would make people standing in a room, a movie about people standing in a room actually good. Like
yeah.
Where
well, carry on.
Well, where Barbie is more of just like it's another, like, somebody kind of compared it to like a grown-up Toy Story teaching you about like the differences of people in the world and like being your authentic self and stuff like that. It had good messages while being fun.
I think like the biggest thing that hindered it was how at points how on the nose it was in its message. So you know, and not something that like bothers me so much because it's like a like preaching to the converted kind of thing. Because like I'm down with the politics of Barbie, but you could see like the on the nose like element in the dialogue really turning people off that need to like hear that message. But I mean, like, is that a fair criticism? I don't know. Oppenheimer, to take those words written on a page and perform it in the way that those guys did was like absolutely amazing. Why the two together, like being like a cinematic like experience that people are told that they need to go and see together is marketing genius because they have nothing to do with each other. I like that idea of the bridesmaids party going to see Oppenheimer after Oppenheimer, singing a few margaritas.
Oh my god!
Yo, the industry at large is like doing that so well. Mm-hmm. So I think Dune's been moved back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, it was going to be November. Now it's like March. So I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, man. I mean, like, yeah, come on.
Shit's wild.
Yeah, who wants to hear us? I mean, absolutely. What a fucking intro.
Right. Well, so because this is a short and sweet podcast, we actually were submitted a handful of folks submitted us some guest questions, and we are sans guest because again my life has kind of exploded recently.
See me like, you know, and this is the benefit of being live on camera. Live, I'm rubbing my hands together like I'm on a quest for fire because people's questions like scorch me like the sun. I love it. There's nothing like it.
Well, so I like this question from Andy because it's kind of silly. Which Mario Bros character would make the worst roommate? Discuss.
Oh my god. Right.
I feel like it's one of the Wario brothers.
It's Waluigi.
Waluigi? Okay.
Yeah, imagine, like, so, like, every time you're, like, cooking a meal and it's, like, just about to be complete, he puts his head around the door and goes, like, you're like, garnishing the parsley over the top, like, you're doing that whole little something. And then out pops this head as you're getting, like, the perfect plate out. And you go, oh! And then, like, let's take it a step further. Like, you've just been on a camping vacation with your, like, significant other's parents. And so you've been scared to, like, break wind even, let alone shit in the woods the whole time.
You were not the bear that was shitting in the woods.
Yeah, I'm not the Pope either. And you get home and you caress the bowl after a week away, eating nothing but tater tots and like fucking s'mores, and your ass finally touches the bowl, and you're ready to like drop, like that ultimate drop, and then all of a sudden, round the corner,
You just wah.
wow, wow. And you're like, and then picture the scene. You're getting your cable fixed, and the cable guy comes over. You know, the AT&T guy, as I understand it, that's how you Americans roll. The AT&T guy comes over. And he's like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna fix your cable. You're like, I've been waiting a fucking 6 hours, you asshole. And you're like, hey, don't worry about that. He's finally fixing your cable. He gets down there. You see your roommate's head, like, popping out. Big, you know, slender face, like a horse, like a purple horse. And you're like, you get the fly swatter, you knock him back. Like, what? Not this time, motherfucker. And he's like down there fixing the cable. And then just as, you know, you're seeing Cow and Chicken reruns again on your screen. Wow! And then, the AT&T guy is now dead. He's on the floor. You go like, well, look what you fucking done now. You fucking asshole. Why does this always happen? Why to me? Why to me? And he goes, voila. And then you've got to dispose of the body with him. And like, so you're driving in the car and the body is in the trunk. And Waluigi is in the back seat trying to throw it out the back. No, it's not a blue shell, you fucking asshole.
See, I almost worry that Mario would be the worst roommate.
Yeah.
Because, think about it, main character syndrome. Like where Waluigi is just like annoying and like chaotic and just like pops up out of nowhere. Mario is just like, yes, I'm here to save the princess and I'm just gonna kill everyone along the way. Like,
right.
I kind of worry about Mario's sanity sometimes. I mean,
what about yourself?
well, because there's a TikTok sound that's going around. Talking about a hero would sacrifice you to save the world, but a villain would watch the world burn for you. And I'm like, I'm curious about what all Mario would actually do to save Princess Peach, because that's rough, dog. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's definitely something. Yeah, I think Mario would be the worst roommate.
Yeah, if Mario was a dog, he'd do like girl dog wheeze. Like pisses, like he'd sit down, piss. Whereas like Luigi would like cock his leg like up a priceless vase.
I feel like Luigi would just be such he'd be like, I'm so sorry for my brother. Here, let me just clean up all of this mess.
Yeah.
All of these messes.
He's like, short man syndrome.
Yeah. Napoleon type, if you will.
Dumb.
So Andy, there's your answer.
Whatever. Well, yeah, whatever that was.
I mean, tangents is what we do. So we've got one from Lila.
Jobless.
What's your favorite genre of music? And what is your, I'm assuming, current favorite song?
Oh. Favorite genre of music? I'll let you go.
Well, so I've been, at time of recording, I've been photographing some shows recently, like some metal shows. And so I've been getting really back into heavier music again. And I don't really have a favorite song right now. I've been also really sliding back deep into nerdcore rap. And there's one of those that really just like I've really enjoyed the flow of it. Because if you know the anime, then like the rap makes sense. But even without it, you're like, okay, no, this is actually a really good rap. He's got a really good flow. All these lyrics, like, if you get a little context, makes so much sense. And I'm just like, these bars are fire. And I'm upset that I enjoy this so much.
Yeah. Okay. Anything where it says like, if you know the anime,
right?
It's still fine with it.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. But I've been really getting back into metal again. So
you can't fuck with metal. So like when you say metal, I mean that's quite a broad umbrella to kind of bring up. So
it's very broad. It's everything from deathcore to softboy metal. Like I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. So when people say metal to me, like I know it means all these things, but like I can't help but like be like, well, if we're saying metal, we're saying Black Sabbath, we're saying Deep Purple, and I'm guessing that's not what you're saying. So you're saying like, yeah, more on the recent side.
Yeah, and I have been like dipping back into like classic rock and stuff too recently. I had fallen in such a musical slump that I was listening to the same things over and over and over again. And finally I was like, I'm photographing shows. Let me listen to these bands that I'm going to go photograph. And then I found I really enjoyed it. And so I've started expanding my playlists again.
Yeah.
And
you're
just kind of
listening over your, for me, yeah, completely get that. For me, when I'm not checking out new stuff, that's a sign that, like, mentally, I'm not very well, because I'm like, you comfort listening. It's the same thing with watching, like, old movies that you know really well, right? So, when you're checking out new things, and that's, always try and check out new things, because I think that's part of the process that makes you feel well. And I think that's part of why I'm finding this question super difficult to answer, because it's like favorite genre. Big question.
You're not a single genre guy, though.
Yeah, like even in the music I make, I think like there's several things in like a piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess like right now, progressive,
I kind of had a feeling that's where you're going, which makes sense.
bit proggy, yeah, which is like kind of lame, but it's like a very specific lane of progressive.
Mm. Well, and I heard recently a quote that someone put out there that when you're in a good place, you just enjoy the music. When you're in a bad place, you really enjoy the lyrics.
Yeah, that's maybe true, eh?
And I was like, okay, you don't have to call me out like this. Fucking rude.
Yeah, interesting.
And I found that was true because I, on a recent work trip, I was having a really bad day and I was listening to a song and I was just vibing with the words. And then I was like, oh, I understand why I'm vibing with this. This is a problem. All right, we're gonna fucking fix this. We're gonna fix this. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a good time. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah, I get that 100%. You know, might be the surprise to everyone though that I am terrible at hearing like or remembering words when I listen to music. Like it just does not, for some reason, does not compute for me.
Oh.
So I just hear like, for me, it's like textures. And
Interesting.
The texture of it. So when I hear a piece of music, like what I hear is like so I'll listen to it like mechanically. I'll listen to each component part and how it kind of like builds to the whole. So. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I think there's like a grain of truth in that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like sometimes I get really into listening to all these component parts. I get lost in it, and maybe that's just like, whoa, I'm going too fucking hard into this thing.
Well, I was a friend of mine, Tyre. He and I were talking music the other night. And he asked me if I had listened really to the Doom soundtrack, and I hadn't listened to a whole lot of it. The new Doom Eternal soundtrack, a few years old at this point, but so he sent me BFG Division, and I was listening because there are no words. I was listening to it technically and mechanically, and the only parts that repeated themselves were small sections. There was no piece, no like seconds of that song that were identical to different parts. There were different, you know, like the bass line was the same, but nothing else was the same. Or like it was so good. And so I literally until 12 o'clock last night was working and just blasting the Doom Eternal soundtrack in my ears while I'm doing shit for my after school day job.
So you're saying your favorite song is the Thong Song?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. On your oath.
That is 100% true facts.
It's just got like a real texture to it. It's like eating a gristly steak. No, completely not to undermine what you said. Completely get that. Love that.
So it's nice to still be watching things on TV or like watching like stuff on streaming services, watching TV shows and stuff, and still enjoying music and not be like super like focused on one or the other, which has been so nice. I've actually been like watching full episodes of shows and shit. So
Look at this. Like,
Be proud of me.
Some people might not know what a big step that is, but like, and here's something we've not said. 2 years we've been doing this.
Fuck. Yeah.
And in those 2 years, I think this is the first time that you've ever had the chance to do that.
Yeah. And it's not been because I'm trapped on a plane and like can't work on other things. It's
taking some time. Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, like, we can't all be like me, like sitting around, imagining they're going to quote me in the reception tab in a movie's Wikipedia article, like Roger Ebert. Druid Knowledge gave the Hurt Locker 2 empty wine glasses. And what did he say about it? It's not the fucking 4th of July.
Oh my God.
We're here live and you can see us on camera. I really hope people are appreciating how much face acting that I'm doing behind the scenes.
The thing that I love about this is I'm behaving just about the same as I always do. On camera or off camera. When we're recording, I'm still vigorously like nodding and like rocking my chair and rolling around and just like a toddler waiting to get their hair cut.
Here's the insult. I'm like an Italian grandmother waiting for a dinner to be finished. Like every time that anyone's saying, I'm like, come on.
Right.
Come on. You've not rested the pasta long enough.
Right. Oh my God. I'm gonna keep on the music theme though.
Okay.
Xenos hit us with a question: which version of "Come Together" is better, the Beatles or Aerosmith?
What, the Beatles?
I was gonna say I feel like the Beatles is like absolutely 100%.
I don't know if Xenos is like still with us right now. Well, he's just redeemed an H2O, so
yes.
I'm gonna guess so. But like, come on, like Aerosmith is shit.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, the more I'm like, I mean, there are some very, iconic songs, but Aerosmith was not.
Nah, I'm not. Exactly the same as you. When I was a kid, like they were so cool, but then I think of Walk This Way with Run DMC, and I see like Fred Durst in Leg Warmers, man. Like, it's just shit.
Yeah.
And now it's time for an ad break.
Hey, listeners, Ginger here. Just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We've really made an effort to try to up the quality of the podcast in all forms. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you. And a special thank you to our wonderful patrons over at our Patreon. If you'd like to support us and help us make even more improvements and make this podcast even better, please consider go checking out our Patreon, patreon.com/GingerTalks. We have a couple of different tiers where you can get priority access for guest questions, as well as hear episodes of Little Snaps, which is our Patreon exclusive, where we take stuff that's been cut out of the episode and put it out on Patreon just for you. If you would like to hear the first episode of Little Snaps, you can actually listen to it for free exactly where you're listening to this podcast right now. So thank you so much. And big thanks to our patrons. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this.
So Andy asked us our dream podcast celebrity guest.
Dream podcast celebrity guest.
Mm-hmm.
No, you go first. Come on.
For me, it's somebody like maybe someone a little bit bigger in the music industry, or a bigger streamer. Toast is gonna laugh at me, but I've really enjoyed a lot of like Will Neff's content, because Will Neff, he used to work at BuzzFeed a million years ago, but Will has worked for G4. Will does some amazing productions, and I really enjoy. Will is one of those people who will sit and talk about the way a movie is made, and the way like the soundscape works with the visual imagery, and why this scene is cut off at this point. Like, he's so fucking passionate about that shit, and I would love to just sit and talk to Will Neff about that kind of stuff. Because it's also music, it's also like just the whole thing. I feel like it would be just such a fun and slightly chaotic experience.
Here's that point of reference that maybe would fit in with what we do. I won't lie to you, it's a very grounded choice.
The thing is, I don't think it could ever happen. I would say, if you wanted me to pick like a celebrity, I would say Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting.
Because he owns a liquor company. He's an actor. Rides motorcycles. Lives on a farm. Just he is who he is. He says what he says. He stands by his shit. And he'll also, like, he's the kind of parent that if I was ever a parent, I would love to be like that. Where, like, if his kid says fuck, okay, why do we say fuck? All right, that's a good reason. Like, like, not shying away from anything like that. And he's a really good conversationalist. He's very intelligent while still being authentically himself and swearing and just like not giving a shit.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. And I believe he's attractive. So that helps.
Who is it? There's someone that, like, who's his doppelganger? There's someone in Hollywood.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? There's someone. Who is the actor that looks exactly like Jeffrey Dean Morgan? And, like, I would have had this information to hand at one point. However, at this time of day, certain things.
I have no idea who this dude is.
Javier
Bardem?
Javier Bardem.
Holy fuck.
You know him.
Oh my god.
James Bond villain.
Oh my fucking god.
He was in No Country for Old Men.
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
You see how alike they look?
This is insane.
Like the same person.
Yeah.
Well, kinda.
Oh my god.
So weird, right?
married to Penelope Cruz? Shit, dude.
I mean, lucky boy.
God damn. Yeah, this is wild. I mean, it looks almost identical.
Verbatim, same person, right?
It's the tip of the chin that makes them not have the exact same face.
They've got the smolder.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the eyes and the cheekbones and the back of the jaw are the same. Oh my god. It's fucking wild, dude.
I think the only thing I've actually seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan in is Watchmen.
Okay.
So the rest of it is like, yeah, alien to me. I don't know it.
Well, he played Negan in The Walking Dead, which...
Yeah, which I've never seen.
Have you seen P.S. I Love You?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, I'm just like a...
Yeah.
Forward.
No, you're fine. The thing that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's very aware. He's very aware of everything, and he just kind of just like leans into it, does what he wants, while still just being a good fucking guy.
Okay, yeah, and so we like good fucking guys down here on the podcast. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, yeah, I'll allow it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit different to that in my choices. So first, Joe Rogan.
I love it. I love it.
Just so I can see the look in his eyes when I fucking take him down.
When I threaten to fight him again.
When I say, Cadre, it's you and me. Only one of us is going to walk away. Yeah, so first up, we've got Joe Rogan, and then that's going to be followed by any famous... Like, obviously not, right? Any famous person.
Can I offer an alternative to Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah, please.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, the nicest guy in rock.
Dude, I would also love to sit and have a beer with Dave Grohl and eat some barbecue.
Yeah, and you would have a good time.
Absolutely.
You would have a good time.
Yeah.
And he would see to that. So Dave Grohl's a really good answer.
I
my God.
You can steal it if you want.
No, because like what is it? I've been known at like social gatherings to like hang out in the bathroom, like in the boys' bathroom, like a goblin at like 2 a.m. in the morning. And like everyone that walks in, I'll go, do you like the Foo Fighters?
I love it.
And they go like, what? At first. And they go, do you like the Foo Fighters? And if they say yes, I'll say, more like the Poo Shiters, am I right? Have they made a single song that you enjoy more than Nirvana? And nobody can say that yes, they have. Because A, you can let it go to waste. You may love it, but you hate the taste. But you still ain't smelling that teen spirit, brother.
I like the Foo Fighters more than Nirvana.
You're lying. What?
No. So there's...
What?
Nirvana has the hooks. Nirvana is very, very good music. However, and Kurt, very talented lyricist. However, I don't get the variety. from Nirvana as the Foo Fighters. I feel like Nirvana would have just been the same type of sound the whole way, where the Foo Fighters not every song sounds relatively the same. And I know I'm starting a fight, but
I'm like sat forward for anyone that's like listening and can't say I'm sat forward like it's a sports game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've literally dined out on the fact that in public bathrooms, instead of exposing myself, I called the Foo Fighters the Poo Shiers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I know, controversial yet brave opinion. But that's and it's my opinion. The Nirvana, fantastic. But I've
never, you know how, like, I've asked this question to like countless people.
Really?
And you're the first.
That just means I'm special and unique.
You were like sitting under my nose the whole time. Mm-hmm. That's the thing I can't like.
And I'm not discrediting Nirvana at all. Not discrediting Nirvana.
No.
You find me someone that can listen to a Nirvana album and know all of the words to all the songs and not just their greatest hits.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. There's so few of them.
Oh.
They like the radio plays. They don't like the deep cuts.
What are we talking? Foo Fighters deep cuts. No one's ever heard them.
In my family, you have.
Well, I believe I'm going to say this.
Oh.
But we're going to have to agree to disagree.
And that's okay. That's okay. I will respect your opinion. I may not agree, but I respect it. Also, I was friends with someone at one point who was really obsessed with Nirvana to the point that she wanted a relationship like Kurt and Courtney, and she wanted to be Kurt. Kind of tarnishes it. I've finally, after about 10 years, I'm finally to the point where I can listen to Nirvana again and not like become enraged.
Yeah, okay.
So like, I'm a little biased. I'm a little skewed. However, Nirvana is good. I enjoy Nirvana. But I just like the Foo Fighters more. Talk to me in 6 months and it might be reversed.
Okay. Yeah. Right. To be fair, I don't listen to Nirvana because like I listen to them too much in high school. So it's like, yeah, whatever. I don't. Real motherfuckers listen to Soundgarden anyway.
Fuck, man. Good old Soundgarden.
Yeah, like I'm like almost by proxy answering the genre question.
Right.
Right. Soundgarden. Tad, Mudhoney, man. That was the Seattle scene. I mean, and that's just how it was back then,
Right.
Bands with a punk sensibility coming out of Seattle, but they also had the 70s metal in there. And you wouldn't believe, when those two came together, that was magic, And we had the 80s hair metal scene out there, and they weren't ready for that grunge explosion, right? And that was really amazing. And I think Kurt really tore down the walls and made music for the people again, and of course, we're in the early 90s, so a big progenitor of that was MTV, and of course the video.
Right.
That was all important in that process.
This still doesn't answer the current question that I realized we diverted so heavily from. Your dream podcast celebrity guest.
I've got. Uh, I'm really struggling with this one because, like, I don't want to talk to anyone that I admire in
Right.
any way, shape, or form. So,
Well, that's why I picked people that I don't necessarily admire, but someone I'd like to sit and have a beer with.
Yeah, someone I'd like to have a beer with. This is gonna sound like really stupid, and I don't even like his music that much, but I think Mac DeMarco would be a great.
Okay.
Uh,
Didn't expect that, but okay.
I don't even like him very much. But do you know what? Like, this question's like kind of a moot point, and the reason for that is, if you'd asked me that in season 2, my answer would have been Roy Malloy, and we got him.
Right.
So we've already had like my dream podcast guest on.
I was gonna, if you didn't say it, I was going to be like, well, but
I think there was like maybe 5 episodes from season 1 to when we had him on, where I was just like singing their praises. We've already had him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Quite a nice position. What position to be in, really?
yeah. Between Joe Rogan and Roy Malloy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Joe Rogan, that's like ordering a punching bag on Amazon Prime.
Right.
You know? It's like...
Fun fact, gonna divert real quick. Did you know that Amazon, at least here, will do overnight deliveries for you?
Hey, Ginger. No, I didn't. Hey, is that a new sponsor I'm hearing right now?
No, but Amazon, please sponsor us. I bought a new phone yesterday. And I ordered a case, screen protector, and a new car charger for it. And I was going to get my phone when I knew I could put a case on it and everything because I'm very hard on my stuff. I drop things a lot. And I ordered it off Amazon because I knew it'd have a quick turn time and it was cheaper. And they were like, oh, would you like overnight delivery for between 4 and 8 a.m.? And I was like, I'm literally going to have it when I wake up in the morning before going to work. Sure. So I went and bought a new phone yesterday, and for like 12 hours, my phone was just raw dogging life until I got up and got my case and screen protector and put it on.
Absolutely hate that soundboard.
You're welcome.
Can you just give me 1 second?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Tim will edit this out, but people can see how the sausage is made right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Mac, hello?
There we go. You fucking name.
Fuck yeah. I did a little plug for the merch and the Patreon. Kind of gave some sneak peeks at some tier pricing and some things that are coming.
Give us your fucking money.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm. So we will grab this one because I think this would be an interesting one. Xenos asked, what inspired you to want to be a teacher?
Oh my god. I think like it really started from maybe like as cynical as it sounds, like a lack of knowing what else I could do with my time and my knowledge. But then as I got into it, it became apparent that the things that motivated me to do it were perhaps the idea that I could share something with people. I could share like a worldview. You know, in a way, why we do this, right?
Right.
It's like, and also like I'm a big nerd, especially when it comes to books and literature. So I think there was an element of that as well, and especially when I became more kind of encompassed in that, like especially like working at colleges and things like that, I realized that I had a level of expertise and in my field, but then also like a level of relatability with people that were from like difficult backgrounds, that I could give like a higher standard of education to people that maybe wouldn't otherwise get that. I think that, like, you know, that's the string to my bow, really. So nothing funny, nothing majorly entertaining. I think it came from what else can I do right now?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was realizing that it was something that I was like half decent at that made me stay.
Well, and from working in a college town, at least here in the States, anybody who does anything with English literature, their only track is to either get a PhD or become a teacher, or both.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, I'm kind of in a weird space where I'm in like the middle of those things. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I still find it very, very cool that, you know, knowing so much about your job and everything, and kind of what you got going on with that. I find it very cool and very fascinating, especially because I work in the education field too, technically.
Yeah, here we are together, right? Troubadours.
Could you, when we started this, it was right after I started this job. We started talking before my day job was my full-time job.
Yeah, we've got this kind of weird common ground that we never expected we'd have, right?
Right. We just met listening to emo music on getting DJ'd on Twitch and fucking talking teaching and shit.
This is the like magic thing about it. Like 2 years later, like endured like longer than like some things you do in your life. Crazy.
I was talking to someone the other day and she was just like, oh yeah, because I said something about streaming and she goes, yeah, all these COVID streamers. And I was like, honestly, I'm one of the few COVID streamers that I know that has like stuck to it as hard as I have. And she goes, I didn't know that was actually a thing. I said, oh yeah, there was a huge boom in Twitch usage because of COVID.
Yo, and this is something that we spoke about a lot in the first season, right? Because it was like left, right, and center. Everyone knew everyone, and it was purely because of COVID.
Yeah, I mean that's literally it.
I wouldn't have gone on Twitch. We wouldn't be doing this.
I would have probably eventually pushed myself to create, but I wouldn't have. I don't think I'd be as successful if it wasn't for COVID.
Well, you know, that stream of people that came in, and then you've got those that kind of stick around to the absolutely crazy. I mean, like the fact that, you know, the embers of any of that exist today.
Yeah.
You know, especially this, like, whoa. And, you know, real life does get in the way of like the schedule we used to have, but like, you know, you realize that it's something you love doing, so you're like, fuck it, I'll make time for it.
Right. And that's, you know, that's the thing is, you know, I enjoy this. I've talked about it, but I wanted to make content for almost 10 years before I actually pulled the trigger and started doing it. And it took the pandemic and a really bad storm at work and just like all these things just kind of falling in place. And like I love it, man. Like,
Yeah, 100%. What a sense of community is like really cool.
and I think at the core, like, I enjoy the positive impact on people. So, like, no matter what I do, I'm gonna try to make a positive impact. And I feel like that's the same for you. You just have a little bit more direction on how you make your positive impact.
Well, yes and no. Pretty scatterbrained, isn't it? I mean, like, yo, we were talking about, why you're getting into teacher. Imagine if this guy was your teacher. Right? It's a difficult road, a very strange, a few strange classes in your life where I'm just like yelling. Yelling at nothing. Yeah, crazy, man.
I mean,
the whole, yeah.
Versely, imagine me as your daily like classroom teacher.
Right, yeah. Well,
Like,
I would have loved that. I think you're very, you're good in that way. I could imagine learning from you. I've learned from you.
I mean, I do. It's funny because I'm writing a presentation to give at a conference, and I basically scrapped my entire old presentation to write a new one. And, like, I haven't had to write something like this, like write it, and I don't even know how long. And I'm like, how the fuck do I even do this now? What am I supposed to be doing? How does this work?
Yeah, but you'll find, like, as an adult, you're like better at those things than you ever were before, and
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a fucking struggle.
Oh, we're not all.
Right.
We're not all penmen, are we? But it is what it is. I mean, like, the thing is, like, if you were to go through high school now with everything that you know and a wealth of experience behind you, it would be you must look back on those times where you were like, oh my God, I was so weird in that moment, or I didn't grasp that. And you'd be like, well, if I did it today, like, it's nothing. And I think that all the time because, like, I teach high school kids.
Right.
And I see them, like, even the cool kids are losers at high school. So if anyone that can hear my voice is, like, ever hung up on the fact that they were, like, not cool at school or something like that, as a high school teacher, I'll tell you the coolest kids and the most well-regarded kids at high school are just, like, they fucking assholes and nobody knows anything. You are the person you are now and you're righteous in that. Like, fuck the rest.
Well, and
Absolutely fuck the rest.
I think the one thing that I bring to everything is I can relate to anybody. Anybody in any situation, whether I've been through something similar, I've been through the same thing, or I can just be like, never experienced that, but I can understand how that, like, is a thing and how that, like, makes you who you are the way you are. And I think that's the only reason I would be a good teacher or, like, like, that's my thing. And, like, so I've been really, like, that's been, like, I've been thinking about that real heavy because I was working on that presentation last night, listening to the Doom Eternal soundtrack.
yeah. And that's, like, that's your context, folks. Like, who's on the pedestal? Like, it's that person listening to the Doom Eternal soundtrack. Like, nobody knows what they're doing.
Right.
Right? That's your teacher. People that learn English from me, like, they're learning English from me, but I'm also like drinking red wine at 4:30. On Twitch.
Right.
Like, I guess like the crux of what I'm trying to say is that there's no hierarchy. People are just people. Human beings are fallible, and understanding that is like a big part of being like healthy, getting through your day. And as a teacher, what I offer to that is that I'm like the Big Lebowski.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, whatever the fuck, man.
Yeah. Lila A says hello and also has put in the chat, everything is an illusion. Which, I mean,
like, yeah, well.
And so it's just, I don't know, it's crazy to think about it. Like, the people who have listened to the podcast from the very beginning know what the first season of the podcast was like. And, like, it's funny because if you don't know teachers, you don't understand how like hard teachers can party and how many of them are actually like big fucking burnouts who just made it through college and got their certs and like
Thank you.
like you never know and you never like really like get it until you see it and then you're just like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
That's who's teaching our youth. I bet.
I'm feeling like quite attacked right now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
These fucking burnouts.
No, because working with meeting tens of thousands of teachers in the last year and a half, and the number of them who are just like, oh no, once my last session is done, I'm going to go find the weed shop and I'm going to be walking around double fisting White Claws. And I'm like,
yeah,
good job, honey. Enjoy your working vacation. Like,
yeah, well, who'd have thought the college experience equates to being that person?
Right.
This should be a juicy one. It was
What's
on.
this?
My Siri just heard the word rap. And so it started writing a rap.
Oh.
The number of times Siri tries to interrupt the pod recordings is fantastic.
I think that's the most like intrusive one. Oh.
Oh. the little like mouth cover. That was so cute.
Welcome to your teacher. Fucking hate. I'm like trying to be like all pithy and fucking deep, and then I'm like,
No. Well, let's wrap this up with one final question from the Decilio man.
go on.
A food that you've been craving recently.
Food for thought.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Not what I was expecting.
No. Grains, proteins, B12s. I've been craving mashed potatoes.
Oof.
I've been craving rosemary gravy.
Oh.
I've been craving graham crackers.
I'm kind of hungry, so don't mind me.
Enough with the I've been craving a large Papa John's pizza to myself at 1 a.m.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've been craving General Tso's chicken on the bone. I've Don't make me do this.
So I've been craving Indian food.
Indian food.
Haven't had Indian food in a very long time.
Get yourself down to Birmingham, mate.
I know. I expect a very good Indian food when I come to visit.
The best. Just honestly the best. That's why I don't crave it, because I sweat it.
Yeah. Indian food and a good, because I haven't had one in so long, a really good just like steak with mashed
Really good
potatoes. I will make it myself. I don't like to go out and get steak
You don't go
from
out
somewhere.
to steak.
It's so expensive. Like cheapest steak is $16, and I'm just like, I can go buy a cut for like 8 or 10.
That is so true, though. Like, why do we put people that cook steak on a pedestal like they're some kind of fucking meat wizard?
Well, I mean, okay, I will justify this as someone who used to like cater large events and stuff. It's you've got to do it right, or you're wasting product, and I get that. But if I can just make it at home and not have to let my evening be all peoply, like, and just I know that if I fuck up the steak, that was on me, but I'll still eat it. Whereas if a steak is truly messed up at a restaurant, then we'd be like, yeah, no, I asked for medium or medium rare, and you gave me a well done steak, and it now tastes like the bottom of a shoe. Like if I fuck it up and make it taste like the bottom of the shoe, then I'll just slather it in sauce and eat it. But at a restaurant, like I know that I'm going to be a little bit more just like, hey, it was wrong. I'll still eat it. However, like, no, like, I don't know. I'm also very cheap. I'm cheap. That's another part of it too.
Here we go. Welcome to the Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives edition of the GingerTalks podcast. We got Gay Fieri,
God.
who actually might be my dream celebrity guest.
Oh?
It's Flavor Town. Well, I'm sorry, but like I'm just reading the comments, which is something that obviously we can't do normally.
Mm-hmm.
People have opinions on steaks.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a New York strip kind of gal. I don't I'll take any cut of steak, but that's my favorite just because I don't have to deal with the bone and there's plenty of flavor. And it's not a huge piece of meat. Like I had this conversation recently where I'm like, I don't eat a lot of food. I try to eat intelligently. It doesn't always work, but like I don't eat a lot in a sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So like people who get these giant fucking like T-bone steaks, I'm just like, no, dude.
Yeah, like the Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a meat eater.
I think that's the big crux of this conversation.
So like, but I just, I don't get that shit, man. Like, nah, fuck all that.
What I do get is that when I did eat steak, like it had to be like medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but like I used to love that shit. The thought of that now is just like, oh, oh my god, you animals! Everyone in the comment section can't believe it. Yeah.
Well, Kay, friend of the podcast, she when we were first living together, she had been raised that every piece of meat could not have a single bit of pink in it, or else it was unsafe to eat.
Right. So she like eating like out of the ashtray.
Yeah, I mean, it was like getting her to eat a steak with a little bit of pink in the middle, and then eventually a burger that was a little bit pink in the middle was like monumental steps. And I'm very proud of her for making those steps and like enhancing the flavors a little bit. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So you got a food you've been craving recently?
Yeah. Well, it's not steak.
I figured.
Hey.
What?
Hey, big boy. Hey. Hey. Fucking hell. Steaks are walking. Hey. Hey, that's enough. Yes. Huh? Hey. Hey, big boy.
Fucking Gordon Ramsay, man.
Yeah, I'm so glad you knew who that was.
Oh, I knew immediately. I just kind of let it go because it made me smile.
It's fucking raw.
Calling people donuts and idiot sandwiches. Just
Hey, I'm father, yeah. You're not even the father of cheese.
Kay and I, back in the day, would watch a shitload of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Kitchen Nightmares, Hell's Kitchen. Did like, and even like Hotel Hell and stuff. We watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay.
You got deep in it.
Mm-hmm.
He like lost it though, man. He's too Hollywood now. So when he's telling you that the scallops are raw, I'm like, your Botox is raw, bro.
Yeah. Well, and
hey, big boy, lines in the forehead. Yes. Huh?
Well, so I watched somebody, I found this YouTuber that I really enjoy. And he does little like 20-minute deep dives on people. And I really enjoy them. And I watched his one on Gordon Ramsay, which was just kind of interesting. There was a lot that I knew about him, but there was some of it that I didn't know. And I was just like, But he didn't touch on the fact that, like, I think it was like his dad and his brother like stole millions of dollars from him and like shit like that. Which is like wild to me. Like, I will work with family to an extent. Like, Tim, I love you. I trust you. You're not going to fuck me over. There's family I would not trust to touch anything with like any of my money, anything to do with like my revenue streams. Like, no, I'm sorry. Not fucking happening, dude.
Yeah. Like old hillbilly snaps down there. Hey, Ginger, I heard that Twitch money's coming in. Hey, baby. What do you say we take this down the bayou? Hey, you got a charity stream going? Hey, I'll be the foundation manager on that. What do you say, hey, baby girl?
I've actually had someone in my family reach out and do that. I'm not fucking kidding. And so it made me start keeping that shit even more close to the chest when it came to my family. So
I'm so sorry that that obviously comedic impression had such like real.
It was not the accent, but the conversation. Absolutely. Hey, so do you collect all of that money for charity yourself and then send it off to the charity? Like, was a question that I was legitimately asked, and I was like, you will never come near a single penny of mine. I only have like 6, but you're not getting near a single penny of mine.
Do you know what you say to that person? You're not a person. You're a bucket. And if you want that money, I'll slide every dime in there for you, fella.
Would you like me
One by
to
one.
give you all of that money in loose pennies in your trailer on the mountain? Cool.
Hey, buddy, do you swipe Amex up that ass?
Yeah. So, I mean, shit's fucking wild, dude. I'm
so glad that when sword fighting with conversational excellence, I hit you in a main vein. I'm so sorry.
Dude, no, you're good. You're good. Because, see, here's the thing. I laugh about it because, like, I know. Like, I'm not, like, that's just part of the gig at this point. Like, like, fucking whatever, man.
Yeah. A broke clock's right twice a day, all right?
All right. So.
All right. Before we call this quits,
Yes, sir.
because this is live, because we don't have the opportunity to do this, and because the people seem to have woken up, shall we take 1 or 2 from the chat, and then I really am gonna have to fuck off.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. So
we'll
chat.
give them a second.
Get in any burning questions you currently have. And then we'll wrap this. Druid, thank you so much for being just an absolute legend and putting up with my fucking chaos tonight.
I've done absolutely nothing, my dear. I'm here right now, and I'm like, I can't believe in my current state that you've accepted me to actually do this.
I mean, we've done this a time or two at this hour, so I knew what I was.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I'm fabulous, darling. Here we go.
Yes.
Raise the chalice to the sky and just let it fucking run.
So Lila gave us this one. What's your favorite or go-to dipping sauce for like nuggies or dippable things like that?
Probably like hot sauce, like buffalo sauce.
Okay. I'm a barbecue gal. If I can get a spicy barbecue.
Spicy barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Give me a little heat, a little sweet.
We
a little smoke.
have over here something called reggae sauce.
Oh.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Caribbean spicy barbecue sauce.
That sounds
very
amazing.
Good.
Ooh.
Oh, unparalleled. In fact, I'm changing my answer to that
Ooh.
because it is.
Well, and I'm a sucker for like soul food and like Southern food, which has a lot of like, it's very.
It's got that influence.
Yeah. Yeah. God, that sounds so good.
Reggae sauce, Scotch bonnets, barbecue. The guy was made famous on TV because he we had this show called Dragon's Den. Have you ever heard of that?
It sounds familiar.
So basically, like 4 entrepreneurs are in a room. You can give them a business pitch, and they'll like invest in your business. Like it's like a reality show. And this guy was like the first success story from that. And the sauce is actually fucking delicious. Reggae sauce. Levi Roots. That's the name of the guy.
Okay.
So yeah, became a bit of like a UK celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking Scotch bonnet spicy barbecue sauce. A bit large.
There's a place about 45 minutes north of me that does Texas style barbecue. I don't really fucking know if it's Texas style or not, but they have 3 different barbecue sauces on the table, just like a standard barbecue sauce, a sweet barbecue sauce, and then a hot barbecue sauce, which isn't really all that hot, but it gives just a nice little, just a touch of a kick on, you know, the whatever you get. I've been known to like splash a little bit of it in my mac and cheese, and I'm a mac and cheese purist, but that's fucking delicious. So
yeah, have it large. Like, yeah, come on.
Right. So, yeah. Any other last minute questions to pose?
Yeah, we'll answer like pretty much anything, and like I'll answer it in like a wholly embarrassing way. So please,
Pern, I'll DM it to you. Yeah, favorite side dish. We've been talking about food for a while. I think chat's hungry.
Favorite side dish. Jennifer. No, I'm joking.
I was thinking the same kind of answer, and I was debating it.
Yeah, it was like the go-to. Favorite side dish. I mean, like what? Like fries? What do you want me to say?
I mean,
pretty basic. Like I have it all in the main, my friend. Yeah, I eat like Jaws. I just go to Amity Island and I fucking go in there. There's no sides, man.
yeah, just the whole thing. I'm like a sautéed green beans or like a garlic mashed potato or a mac and cheese, like a good garlic bread. Like I like garlic. It's kind of obvious. I like garlic.
Yeah. Anything with garlic is the correct answer to this question.
Yes.
Basically.
There's a woman I found on TikTok who is when she was still married, she was the feral housewife, but she is now the feral ex-housewife. And she used to do like crock pot recipes where she would put everything in the crock pot and everything always had like 2 giant scoops of minced garlic in it. And it was just like, that's why it's all delicious, ma'am.
That's flavor time.
Oh my God, dude. And she's always just like, if you want the recipe, pause the video, take a screenshot. I don't care. I'm the moody bitch in the kitchen. Just fucking cracks me up. She's so fantastic. But I immediately thought of her just like 2 giant heaping spoonfuls of minced garlic in this just like crock pot dish of like carnitas. And it's just like, oh. So garlic, sign me up.
Yeah, anything with garlic. Yeah, garlic and chili broccoli in olive oil.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I also do a thing where if I've got like nice bread, I'll put, because we grow rosemary here, so I'll put like rosemary, garlic, olive oil, a little bit of salt, put it under the grill, 5 minutes. You've got it.
I will take fresh broccoli and I'll cut it up and put it on a baking sheet with just a little bit of like olive oil and salt and cracked peppercorn and just roast it in the oven for a little bit. And it's so good. I've used that same kind of like recipe for making like homemade potato chips. Okay. And just some salt and pepper potato chips. Oh my God.
I am literally losing my mind right now because I think this is absolutely hilarious that all of a sudden we're going into detail about like cooking, which is never a lane I thought we were going.
No.
People in the chat, Pernicious is just saying I'm salivating right now, and I hope that's partially due to my like visible profile.
It's the first time we've seen Druid in a while.
Yeah, like
Oh my god!
still alive.
Yes.
Not like Zordon. Not just yet. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, Druid, are you ready to wrap this puppy up?
Looking at the time, yes, I am.
Well, thank you so much. And to the live viewers, thank you so much. It's been a while since we've done one of these, and I've had a blast. We don't do lives very often, but it's a good time. So Druid, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, until next time. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye, Druid.
Fuck me. All right.